Sure, are you kidding? Okay, sorry, that was just a conversation we had off stream. And are the mics live? The mics are live. Yes, you're all dead. Welcome into twitch.tv/ Scream Upwards, my name. He's not Ryu. Okay, and it's Graham Day. How you doing, babe?
Good, Graham.
Yeah.
I'm doing even better after listening to that joke that you've just told me.
Nah, we won't repeat it again because it's just not
Yeah,
worth
share it with the room, Graham.
For anyone that's in our Discord, !Discord, you will see that Bibby has posted a Street Fighter themed joke. I'm not going to read it out for the stream. If you want to be in, you've got to get in the Discord to find it out. Well, anyway, that led on to a joke that if Fatman Dave is in the chat, he will be able to vouch for this one because he was my subject of reference when I was a child. Yeah, Ken, I was 6-year-old when I made this joke, by the way. So bear with. Ken was talking to Dalsim, and he's like, Dalsim, look, I've got a new uppercut that I can figure it out. And he shows Dalsim, and Dalsim's, that's pretty good, but you should show Ryu, Ken. There you go. Nice. But that was it.
I mean, that was almost as good a delivery as the first time that you told me.
When I fucked it up 3 times.
Twice.
Third time lucky.
Yeah, I'm glad that I was the tester of the room for that joke, just so you can get it in the right order and stuff and be able to deliver that majestic performance.
So if you wonder why I am like I am now or how I got to this point, that was 6-year-old Graham. So it gives you a little bit of a backstory into how we ended up like this. Nice. But if you're in the chat, please do feel free to get involved, as I see a few people already are. JMK was in nice and early. Time. The time is currently 12 noon and 50 seconds, which is basically 10 a.m.-ish. We went live at 11:56, so we went live in the morning, which 11 is next to 10. So if there's anything that's 10-ish, it's 11. So nice. We'll take it. Kane, I'll read. His name is Kane, and he's insane, and when he's in the game, he melts your brain.
He likes grain?
He does, actually. Lots of grain. Big fan. Yeah. I'll read Kane. Phony Asteroid, how we doing, dude? Good morning-ish. Good morning-ish. I'll read. Went live 7 minutes ago. Technically, they went live this morning-ish. Exactly, Tito knows. He knows the score. Good after morning, gents. Good after morning, Gagad. You've changed getting on board with dad jokes, Bib.
Graham said the same thing to me last week. He says, I feel like I'm embracing the dark side, which Samantha would probably agree with you with that as well, to be honest. She said there's been a large number of dad jokes being battered around the house that she's never heard from me before. A different side of me has been born. Not only has my 8.5-month child, the dad jokes have started to wander in, which I'm fairly certain is probably not a good thing, considering that myself and Graham will probably now be battering back and forth dad jokes, which I was super against. And I feel like I just have to embrace it now.
I feel like there's 2 gifs. You can choose which gif you want to summarize, and one of them is the Emperor from Star Wars, the good, and the other one is that Jack Nicholson, like, evil, nodding. When you see someone, just let it go, let it go. I mean, some people, absolutely. I mean, I'll rephrase this. Everyone appreciates a dad joke, but there is 2 types of people: the ones that pretend they do and pretend they don't, and the ones that admit they do, and that is it. If you like, so there's always some people that go when you say a dad joke, but they're secretly scribbling it down, either in their mind or on their phone or something. I'm onto you all. There is only appreciation, whether you want to admit it or not. The only people that you're letting down by denying it is yourself, and Bibby is now on the right side of history. Let's go. Good afternoon, Jet. I've gotten that one. Nice. Exclamation mark Discord. Thank you very much, Tito. Gad with the zzz, which I'm assuming is not sleeping, but is some form of applause for my 6-year-old Street Fighter joke. Nice. Thank you very much.
I have just one question for you.
One question for you.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
I don't think I have seen a grown man naked, but thank you very much, Mr. Neil. I'll read. I completely forgot that. So, have you heard Neil's audio drop yet, Bib? You might not have heard it.
I have not.
Because I only did it like just before Gamescom. I was sat here at like fucking 5 o'clock-ish or whatever, just about to go live on a Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock, and Neil had already asked, do you need someone for the stream? I was like, yeah, jump in, nice. And then I thought, actually, because I'm going to be playing with Lotus, and I've got a command for Lotus, I'm going to be playing with Nietzsche, got a command for Nietzsche. Don't have one for Neil, so that's a bit shit. So I can keep going, yeah, check out Lotus, bam, Lotus sound effect, nice. Check out Nietzsche, Nietzsche is a bike seat sniffer, and check out Neil, crickets. So I made him an audio command, which is the Australian radio breakfast show when they got John Cena to phone someone. I have one question for you, and then he's like, his name is John Cena. But it starts off with that. It's like, I have just one question for you, and it cuts to a line from the Airplane, the film. Have you ever seen a grown man naked? so yeah, there you go. There we go. For those that wonder what that was, that's what that was. Nice.
Small segue then. Are you doing chasing crates with mates tonight?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, considering I don't have to be up at fucking 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, later in the evening, if he's still alive, if there's room, small one for Bib, I might just jump in.
Let me get this straight. Part of Ice Cream Uploads is asking if Ice Cream Uploads is available to stream on Ice Cream Uploads.
Well,
is there space for Ice Cream Uploads?
I don't know whether or not you've already got your team squad, because Lotus is the absolute staple, obviously. Nietzscheo loves a game of PUBG, and then you seem to have a ever-evolving fourth wheel. Usually it's Neil. I don't really want to be kicking any of those out, is what I'm saying.
I mean, Neil tends to kill me a lot, so if it's a choice... It's a choice between having you in or Neil, then sorry, Neil, but you out of here.
Well, I mean, I'm your walking backpack, so don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I was chatting with West as well, and he was saying the same thing. He might be on later on, kind of thing. So Lotus obviously has the kidlings to look after and stuff, so he doesn't tend to stay on till to the early morning. Let's get it on. So yeah, we can do like a full sort of like relay, 2 out, 2 in sort of thing. We'll see.
That's it.
But
Usually I'm around from like 8:45, 9:30, 10:30. So I'll be sat on my PC. I'll probably be playing Football Manager, and then when a spot opens, I'll jump in. How's about that? I'm on the bench. Put me in, coach.
Yeah, let's go. Changing scenes, and then we're back. Nice. I prefer jokes about innuendo. I mean, I don't always use them, but I slip one in when I can.
Nice work.
That's classic, is that? I love that one. Nice. Neil, Nietzsche, Lotus, and I will be doing pro clubs on Xbox. So unlucky. I can't tell if he's saying unlucky to me or so unlucky to everyone else that will be having to play with Tito. Not quite sure. I mean, both are viable options. So yeah. Naked Team Killer Neil. Exactly. I mean, he doesn't kill you much, but when he does, it happens over and over and over. I'll read to anyone. If you are in the stream, please do feel free to get involved. If you are new here, as mentioned at the start of the show, and as you can see on the stream right now, my name is Graham Day, and I'm joined by the man that we call BB.
Guten Tag.
I'll read. I keep forgetting I have these buttons. So there you go. There's our names and there's our Twitters. It's probably weeks since months possibly since I last used that bit, but there you go. So yeah, you can check us out on Twitter if you don't have to. You can just stick around in the stream. We will be live for the next hour or so, going over the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games, including conversations about Marvel Spider-Man. What are you chuckling at?
I'm definitely using. We definitely using the term "best" today for the news stories. I'm going to be honest.
I mean,
they aren't the best.
They are the best stories that are available. Whether they're the best stories to talk about, we will see. But get yourselves comfortable. If that's not incentive to stick around and listen to the news, I don't know what is. Listen to us as we talk about mediocre news from a little bit. So yeah, we will bring you whatever stories there is from the world of video games. Then we'll give you our thoughts and impressions on those mediocre stories, and we want to hear your thoughts and impressions, and then your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. So please do feel free to get involved. We go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. ish. 10 a.m.-ish. It's now 13 minutes past 12, so it's not too bad. It's been a lot worse. So we got live at 10 a.m.-ish on Twitch. If you do follow us on Twitch, you can set your notifications so you do get notification when we do go live, by the way. But it's not just about the live stream. So if you are in the stream, please do feel free to get involved, because the live stream is turned into a podcast, a video on YouTube, and an audio podcast on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and Google Play. There's lots of places where over 2 million people have watched and listened to this program on demand. So please do feel free to get involved on behalf of all those people that do watch and listen later on. Before we jump into the show, a couple of things to mention. The first thing is exclamation mark loot drop. That hasn't happened yet because we're proper on the ball.
I do have the list of people that have had that for a couple of days. So I'm probably going to after the show now because I need to send you the list.
I think we will, if anyone's in the stream, we will run the show, we will roll the credits like we usually do, and then we will come back and do the loot drop then. So we don't have it in the middle of the scoop kind of thing. So if you are interested in the loot drop, we will draw that at the end of the stream, and then we will post the link of the clip of that into the Discord for anyone that might not be able to stick around and see it. So that way you can see either way. Either stick around the stream, check it out in the Discord. Nice. So exclamation mark loot drop for the details.
Bullshit. Rigged.
This is bullshit. Rigged. It absolutely is. So yeah, we will be giving away a choice of 2 games. The Last of Us Part 1 or Temtem is the games that we have available. So do feel free to let us know which one you want. Nice. I mean, if neither of those tickle your pickle and you think, not fancying that, then maybe we can sort you an ICU hat out instead if you haven't got one. If you're one of the few people in the world that doesn't have an ICU hat, then maybe we can sort you out. We'll see. We'll sort it anyway later on. So, the news that we're going to talk about today. First up, we're talking about the fact that Marvel Spider-Man 2 is exceeding expectations, which is great news if you're a Marvel fan and can play video games on a PlayStation. That's what we all are, right? Anyone in the chat that's a Marvel fan that doesn't play on PlayStation, just checking. I'm talking about Tito. It's Tito.
Who's out of the front row with their hand up?
It's Ted Nort. Nice. So it's asshole. Sorry.
Asshole.
Gameplay will be shown soon. This is a rumor from GamingBolt.com. That is what we will look at first. Shubhankar Parijat. I have absolutely butchered your name there. I will try again and probably do it just as badly in just a second. We will then talk about Twitch getting rid of the host mode. So we'll go through an article on Twitch's website that says what is happening with that. Then we'll look at a Twitter thread from someone who used to work at Twitch and has the knowledge of why hosts were brought in. And then we'll see what you guys think. We'll then talk about Nintendo removing loot boxes from Mario Kart, which is good. And then we'll talk about Free Game Friday, but on a Wednesday, because, that's just the way the news is breaking. So there is actually some pretty decent news in there. It just took a lot of digging for us to get it. So stick around, grab yourself a brew, make yourself comfortable. Mr. Bibb.
Yes.
Have you played Marvel Spider-Man?
I have.
What do you think?
A very, very good game.
Are you looking forward to playing Spider-Man 2?
I need to play him. I mean, Miles Morales wasn't part of that kind of Spider-Man thing. But yes, Graham, I absolutely am. And I still yet to play Miles Morales.
I mean, I've got Miles Morales on a disc edition, so I can hook you up.
Don't worry, I'll put it next to Star Wars.
I'll get it back in a couple of generations or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in a couple of generations' time, you can have it back.
I'll bring you have I still got your Resident Evil? I'm pretty sure I do have.
Yeah.
We'll do a trade at one point in the future. Nice. So yes. Anyway, this is the first story of the day. This is written by, and once again, I apologize. I will probably get this wrong, but Shubhankar Parijat at Gaming Bolt. I just say it with my chest so it sounds like it was how it's meant to be said. So if I've done you dirty, I apologize. A known insider has claimed that development of the superhero sequel is progressing well, with gameplay footage to be debuted soon. So after God of War Ragnarok, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is the next big upcoming PlayStation game that we know of. Announced last year with a 2023 launch window, updates on the game have been scant since then, though it seems that could change soon. Excuse me. Known insider Milliamand recently took to Twitter and claimed in an update that Marvel's Spider-Man 2 development is exceeding expectations for Marvel higher-ups. That was a quote, by the way. With a Marvel employee praising the game's, quote, striking fluidity and, quote, visual punch. Allegedly, the game looked so good that another employee thought they were watching a cutscene. Ooh, interesting. Interestingly, Amanda also says that the gameplay for the superhero sequel will be debuted, quote, soon. Oh, great. I love that timeline. Soon. Of course, given Marvel Spider-Man's 2's 2023 launch window, one would imagine that more updates on the game will be arriving in the coming months, if Sony does indeed plan on not delaying the game. Recent reports have claimed that this PlayStation Showcase is set sometime this month, where the game would presumably be likely to show up. Of course, the Disney and Marvel Game Showcase is also happening on September the 9th, which might also be worth keeping an eye on. Did not even know about that one. That one completely passed me by, the Disney and Marvel Game Showcase on September the 9th. Interesting.
Friday, yeah.
And that's it. Embedded tweet. Nice. Okay, full article there. Once again, thank you very much to Gaming Bolt for that article. Marvel Spider-Man 2 is exceeding expectations for PlayStation higher ups. The tweet says fluidity and visual punch is striking, according to an employee of Marvel. The game's that good that when you're playing it, it looks like you're watching a cutscene. Thoughts, Bib?
I don't necessarily think that is possible, right? Because you'd have the HUD and your actions make the game play different, obviously. So whether or not you decided to start throwing barrels or fighting with a particular enemy and stuff, like, I understand that that's obviously them to try and say this game just looks gorgeous 24/7. Like, there's no way that it looks. It's so fluid that everything looks like a cutscene. I get that. I find it hard to believe. That's quite a statement to make. But anyway, I mean,
I'll just jump in on that one. I do agree with you. I completely agree on the fact that's just one of those. It looks so good. I thought it was real. How many times have you heard people walking past like a football screen at an event going, I thought that was a real football game? Whatever. I mean, who's making these statements? That said, when you play Spider-Man or Miles Morales, there's that many different move combinations and that many different special move combinations that you can link together that it can look like a cutscene at times. So I can get that, but I would say that's nothing special because the last ones also look like cutscenes at times as well. So, okay, nice. Okay, back over to you, Bib.
Yeah, well, the stuff like the striking fluidity and visual punch exceeding expectations, they're all good marketing beats. Like, no one is expecting this game to be a bomb. If they've seen Miles Morales or the original Spider-Man game, no one is expecting this new game to be a bomb. Like, I imagine it should exceed expectations, Graham. Like, the bar was set with those two games, and it was such a high bar that that even the likes of Gotham Knights, which is obviously quite similar to how this is going to be, even though it's Marvel versus DC. I feel like though Gotham Knights is going to be compared to the other two Spider-Man games, so I can't wait to see what this game genuinely looks like. I'm interested to see when this game is going to come out because we've got a 2023 launch window, but my bet would be probably holiday. But I mean, they could literally release it whenever they want because this is the kind of game where people will be stopping their game from coming out the same month to not be in contest with Spider-Man, and that's such a token of praise from for these particular developers with this game.
Just to jump on that, 7th of September 2018 is when the first Spider-Man came out, and it was a similar sort of window for Miles Morales because it was a launch title for the PS5, so similar. That was like the September, October sort of time. So yeah, I think that up to holiday sort of window is probably where it's going to go. That said, PlayStation have been quite fluid with their releases because they realise that fucking people will just buy them whenever. As long as they don't stick Ragnarok on top of Spider-Man, then everything is fine.
Yeah. So are we actually going to see a PlayStation 5 console that's going to have the side plates like with? Do you remember how beautiful the original concept art was for the PlayStation 5?
I can't remember the name of the artist that did it, but yeah, I remember like the black one with the red sort of trimming it.
The one that looked like a Spidey suit. It was gorgeous. Like, I mean, are we actually going to see that now? Is that going to be something that's going to be real?
Just this morning, PlayStation, or it was last night, I've only seen it this morning though, PlayStation have announced that they are doing a grey camouflage version of the console. So rather than the white shells, you've got a grey camo print, which then you will get on the controller as well, a grey camo print. And if you've got the Pulse headset, which is white and black, that bit, the white bit, will be grey camo print too. So if they're at the point where we've got blacks and purples and reds and blues and camo prints, I think we'll probably be at the point where we do start getting shells.
Getting branded.
I mean, I'd be interested to see whether they actually start changing that big black lump of plastic that is the PS5 in the middle. I'd be interested to see whether they actually start changing that up, because that is when, I mean, surely you'd be like, oh, well, we'll just release PS5 faceplates with Spider-Man on it if you cared about your consumers. But if you care about your bottom lines, you'd be like, oh, we'll just release a middle unit that's blue, and the red, the sides of it are going to be red, so that it looks like a Spidey suit or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's what we will start to see eventually when they can produce enough PS5s. We'll start to see PlayStation doing that, so they will continue selling faceplates as well as selling limited edition PS5. So I reckon we'll get to that point.
What would that company called that got? Was it Discplate or something like that?
It was. They changed it into
Display?
like PlayStation as well, didn't they, or something?
PlayStation, that was it.
And then
PlayStation.
And then they changed again, and then D-Brand started doing it as well. So yeah, there was a bunch of different over the time, but it was PlayStation 5, and then they changed their name to something else, and then they had to go again because it was too close, kind of thing. So yeah. I mean, jumping back off that though, Marvel Spider-Man 2 though, I am liking the sound of what we're hearing, exceed expectations, fluidity, visual punch. I mean, anyone that played Marvel Spider-Man, it was all of that from 2018. We're now in 2022, so 4 to 5 years later on, it will be 5 at that point. You'd expect it to be all of that stuff, and then some. For those that, I mean, JMK says, I still have Miles Morales to play too. First Spider-Man was great, though. I mean, the first Spider-Man, I was always a Spider-Man. I never really knew who Miles Morales was until the Spider-Verse film came out, because I never read the comics. I was aware of Spider-Man through cartoon series and films, and then obviously the MCU brought him back and stuff like that. So the 70s films that were really low budget, where a dude walks up to the wall and then all of a sudden he's climbing. I saw all that stuff growing up, but wasn't aware of the comics. So Miles Morales wasn't a thing for me. So I was super hyped about Spider-Man, less hyped about Miles Morales, because it was almost like a Spider-Man 1.5 is the way it was kind of sold. It comes out along the PS5. It's Spider-Man, but a little bit better. Anyway, Spider-Man was exceptional. Miles Morales was better. It was just a better game. The story had some really cool, like, emotive moments to just not quick time cutscene button presses, but stuff that just drags you in it without any spoilers. Miles Morales was better for me. But that's kind of, well, they had a great plan in Spider-Man. They made that even better with the remastered, like, upscaly version, and then obviously pushed some of that thought process into Miles Morales 2. So if Miles Morales is a 1.5 is better than Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2 has to push the needle even further, in my opinion. I don't have any evidence of Insomniac letting me down. So as far as I'm concerned, this is going to be a hit and a win. They have to do something really bad for it to be a swing and a miss for me. So big news, big happy, big excited. But Millie Amand on Twitter saying, exceeding expectations, fluidity, visual punch, and thought it was a cutscene is just, that's like your football ITK account stuff for me. That's not rumour mill. That's someone saying what I could say, Spider-Man shaping up to be excellent. There you go. Devs say best Spider-Man they've seen so far. There you go. I mean, it's I'm excited. You've added a little bit to the excitement, but I'm also going to take it with a big old, not even a pinch, just a fucking wedge of salt, because, okay, that's something and nothing. No sources named, no visuals, gameplay to be shown soon. Okay, you're talking about gameplay, but not showing anything. I'll wait until I see it, but I expect it'll be decent. Okay, moving ahead from that one. I have just opened up Twitter for something else and seen that someone has been sharing the tweets from the second bit of content. So the first bit of content that we have in this article is about Twitch as hosts. And this is a link from an email that Twitch sent to us at Ice Cream Uploads. I don't think it was a partner-only email. I think it was an email that was probably sent to everyone that has a Twitch account. But we got it. Obviously, we are Twitch partners, so I just got it from the partner email. Anyway, frequently asked questions. What is changing with host mode, and when is it happening? Host mode is going away on October the 3rd, 2022. After this date, the host chat command and the host channel stream manager quick action will no longer be available. In addition, auto host will be changed to suggested channels in your channel settings. Why are you deprecating host mode? We introduced host mode in 2014 to make it easy for streamers to give their viewers another stream to watch when they were offline. Since its launch, we've learned that streamers want to share their viewers with other streamers to help them grow and have introduced features to help you do that. We made the decision to deprecate this feature because the experience it delivers to viewers doesn't match their expectations when they come to Twitch. Viewers want to interact with a streamer when they're live, and host mode blocks this from happening. Preventing viewers from interacting with the streamer they're watching also limits a streamer's growth potential because they're not able to build meaningful connections with those new viewers. That is Twitch's wording for it. There is more. We can drop the link in the chat for anyone who wants to see the extra stuff. I mean, Twitch does talk about giving people shout outs, sending viewers using the raid function and stuff like that as alternatives to hosting. But yeah, what are you guys in the chat thinking? What are you guys in the chat? Do feel free to give us your thoughts. Whilst you do that, I will jump into someone else that has had their thoughts. This is at Fugi Man. I don't know if it's Fugi or Fuji, but his username is Fugi or Fuji on Twitter. And he's put, all right, fine, let's talk about it. Hosts, raids, and partnership. With the removal of hosting, what the removal of hosting means from someone who worked at Twitch for 8 years. So this is his series of threaded tweets. So hosts are a feature Twitch added in 2014 that lets a streamer showcase another stream on their channel while they're offline. Chats remain separated, well, while they're offline, unless Baby's streaming, Graham doesn't realise it and just hosts someone randomly through the stream. I mean, that has happened in the past too. Chats remain separated and most of the UI remains about the primary channel, with a few elements indicating that this is a host and who is being hosted. This is intentional. When we launched hosting, we were very concerned about abuse and hate. We didn't have enough site moderators to deal with it if things went badly, so keeping chat separated helps ensure you couldn't hate host another channel. This also meant that it worked really well for hosting large events. The launch of hosting was rushed out to coordinate with a large concert stream, which was a fantastic use case and helped show Twitch was more than just gaming during the acquisition talks happening at the time. But the separation of chat meant that it was not a good way to build and share communities, which users showed by manually raiding other channels by telling their viewers to enter the URL directly. We knew we needed to build a proper raid feature, so in 2017, we did. By this point, our trust and safety team was much better equipped and we'd built more anti-abuse tools. Fairly quickly, raids became the way people ended their streams, and hosting was for endorsing channels for people who visited your channel while you're offline. That endorsement was useful, but also confusing. As mentioned earlier, the UI tells you content is just a host, but for people new to Twitch, it's often not enough, and they get frustrated that their chat messages get ignored. As for watching large events in a quieter space, Twitch began offering, we'll leave the co-streaming stuff. So now in 2022, hosting is only for keeping the offline channel page from being empty and sending a trickle of potential views to someone who you endorse, but at the cost of confusing users. With recommendations and other ways to show endorsement, there's no reason to keep hosts. I have seen people say hosts is better than raids because host viewers count towards partnership and raid viewers don't. To my knowledge, this is not true. Host viewers do not count. Doesn't matter if they're raid viewers, host viewers, Twitter viewers, TikTok viewers, just focus on your content and being entertaining enough that they want to follow and come back, and you'll get partner eventually. Hosting was a great and important feature for its time, but it hasn't been relevant for years now. Please think of it fondly and remember the good times, but do not worry about its retirement. I promise you, you'll barely notice it's gone. End. So lots there. What do you guys think? What do you think, babe? Host going. Obviously, it's another thing lost, and it is disappointing to see something go. I believe there are some positives to hosting that wasn't mentioned in that thread, and not even the bits that I skipped over. I checked before previously. But what are your thoughts, babe?
I don't really have a feeling about this because raids. I always thought raids were just a much better way of showing a completely different streamer or someone who you might not have seen before. Like we get raided quite often, and we try to reciprocate that to people who don't already have 300 people watching them. It might be someone who's a part of our community that's just started streaming, or is one of our friends who has, I don't know, 20 to 50 people who are watching them at that time. So we think, you know what, we'll take our audience over there. Might not have seen them before. We think they're the good guys. There you go. There's a new audience kind of thing. And I always thought that raiding was much better for that anyway. Like, I don't know where the grapevines come from, the host stuff going towards it, but raids not, because that's that seems very counterintuitive. But in terms of like raiding someone's channel from ours means that you are integrating their chat as well, which I always think is the best benefit. Like that you used the perfect analogy of it earlier on. Let me see if I could try and dig it out.
What, in the Discord?
Yeah.
I've got it here in front of me. So I get it from. So Viv's actually just appeared in the chat. Viv said another push against small streamers. It feels was Viv's. I mean, this was 7 o'clock this morning. I don't know whether Viv has had time to let it simmer or whatever, but that was the initial thought. I then said I get it from a streaming point of view. Choosing to host rather than raid at the end of the stream was always a weird one. You invite people to watch without actually going over. It's like getting your friends all together to stand outside someone's house. Like this is where Bibby lives. Look, you can see him through the window, but don't actually go in. So I get that. I would rather, as a streamer, raid someone. And there was reasons for doing that. Like, but I felt like they were flawed reasons. So if we are live right now and we have 100 viewers watching the stream, if we raid someone, we might get 60, 70, maybe 80 people to go over to the stream. If you host someone, you host the stream for 100 viewers. So it looks good on paper. You get a nice bigger number next to your name, but you're not actually really sending anyone over. The people stay on your channel watching. They can't. So it would be our community sat in our community room with a TV, all in the same room, chatting to each other, watching a TV, not actually interacting with the people on the TV. A raid sends them into the TV. You are in that room now. You're not in our room anymore. You can chat with all the people over there. I would much rather raid someone with the idea that people are in their stream and can just go, oh, hi, I can speak to you directly, Vivalanco, and chat to you about your M4 that you're customizing right now, rather than talk with other people that can't interact with it. I feel, for me, raids were better in that sort of sense. It is a more modern function. It's 3 years extra development on top of hosts. I get why. I do still like the host function, though, because...
I mean, there is a use for it.
So, I mean, just continuing the quote that I put in the Discord earlier on !Discord if you want to get involved in these conversations offline, by the way. But it is useful for viewers. Being able to add even a modicum of support to the streamer is great, or even just generate an alert / create a bit of interaction. It can not only positively influence a creator, but it can also show other viewers that you're vouching for them, which is a good thing. So say if West is live, I hit the host button, West gets a little... alert that pops up on the stream, plays a video or a bit of music or whatever. Nice, it's great, love to see it. People in West chat, if West is, to use Viv's phrase, they're small streamers. I don't tend to like to use the word small streamers because it's just a streamer, you're not small. But obviously, if someone is early in their content creation journey and there's a couple of people sat in the chat watching and then they see me going, yeah, I'm hosting this stream because this person's great. Not only does that give the streamer a chance to react to something, because when you're smaller, obviously, you have to fill the gaps yourself. There isn't someone there going, oh, by the way, this is great. You'll often see there's a lot of people on Twitch that will have auto messages that pop up in the chat. We have them, but one we don't have is one that I keep thinking I need to add that whenever I'm in Nacho's stream or Ham's stream or whatever, is thanks to everyone that's involved in the chat, you chatting helps make the stream better. And it does. People chatting gives you something to respond to in the bits between games, which means there's less awkward silences and stuff. Some people are naturally just wafflers and can fill the silences anyway, but still chatting gives them something a bit more natural to talk to, and having an alert pop up from you hosting shows anyone else in that stream that actually this person's great. I endorse their content. Look at that. They're interacting with me. We've got a little bit of engagement, and it shows that I'm high-fiving and saying you should stick around for this person's stream. And it was good for that sort of sense. I get what they're saying about it is a kind of a redundant function. It is for other things, but we are guaranteeing that. Like, I don't know what the metrics are on it as well, but it used to seem like if 10 people came and hosted you, your stream would stick at 10 viewers. Then it was almost like they were permanently there viewing, even like almost like another lurk kind of thing. So it was kind of useful in that sort of sense. You would be like, feel free to host a stream. Keep me open in an extra tab, whatever. That would appreciate with small streamer. This has helped. It gives us the numbers. Having 10 viewers on Twitch is massive because there is 1 million people with 1 to 10 viewers, and there is 100,000 people with 10 viewers, and then there's like 100 people with 100 viewers. It's like the numbers drop off so drastically. So every viewer at that level counts, and hosting was good for that sort of stuff. But
I do think the host only benefited really the people who are probably watching it on a desktop that have a hyperlink in their bookmarks to specifically go to like our channel, for instance. So when I was streaming on Insert Coin last week, and you was in the chat, I said, "Oh, Graham, can you host us on our channel in case anyone was to click potentially a bookmark of our channel to see if we're live?" And then they'd say, "Oh, they are live, but they're on somebody else's channel." Like, I feel like that's the only the host function is where it's used best. Like raiding when you're live, but hosting when you're offline. Like you say, it kind of gives you the gratification of, okay, we're vouching for these people. They are good people. You go and watch that channel, or watch us on somebody else's channel. Like when Nietzsche was streaming on Friday, like obviously our channel was hosting him as well. So like we was on the stream, but we're vouching for Nietzsche as well. Like, you guys know that we don't need to do that. You all know who he is anyway. So I feel like that was always the way for that. But raids are so much better. Like just having people being sent over from your stream to theirs, so you're integrating 2 communities together. That surely on paper, like me just saying that, it makes more sense, right?
yeah, no, it definitely does. I mean, it's what was I going to say? So jumping into like their wording of it as well, it's confusing. So if you're hosting someone and someone comes to your page and they think you're live and they're chatting away in your chat, but actually we're not live, Nietzsche's live, and they're chatting away on our stream and they think he's being ignorant as feck and so on. I'm thinking, okay, I get what you're saying, but that's not the function's fault. That is your website's fault. The fact that we as Ice Cream Uploads aren't live, but someone else is, and people feel like they can't chat to them, that is because your user experience is broken. People are looking at that and not seeing, oh, this channel is offline, but they are hosting Nietzsche in a clear enough way. That stuff needs to be made a little bit more obvious for me in that sort of sense. If they're saying it just confuses people, and that's the reason why they're getting rid of it, well, then you just gone, oh, we've got a UX problem, and rather than fixing it, we're just getting rid of it, is for me, because that level of confusion will still exist. If we aren't live and we are hosting someone, you go to our channel and you'll see that the hosted video. But if we aren't live and we aren't hosting someone, you will see that, did you know, there is over 2 million channels on Twitch. Which ones do you subscribe to? That video, our channel video, still plays. A lot of people don't have a channel video set up, so that just plays their last broadcast, which is the exact same thing. People will come to a channel, see that, oh, this person's live playing a game right now. Oh, they're just in the middle of a PUBG game. And they could sit there for 4 hours and think he's just being ignorant as fuck, chatting to people in the chat that they can't even see. And it's like, no, that's not a live broadcast. That's still the same level of confusion. So if they're getting rid of it because they think it's confusing, well, that's because your website and a lot of it is crap. And Twitch, a lot of the Twitch website is crap. The reason people are gutted that hosting is going is not because they pin their product and channel and content and community development on hosting on Twitch. It's because Twitch has so many flawed, it is massively flawed when it comes to discoverability. Yeah. And that is the overriding problem, is the fact that raiding is good. Raiding is better than hosts for helping discover other people. No one can convince me any different. But hosting was just something else that other people could use to try and add a little bit more to be discovered, because Twitch goes, oh, we will get rid of your host list and we'll put a suggested list. Most of the time, my suggested stuff is people I already know anyway, and it doesn't show me anyone that's small. That doesn't. Maybe once a year do I get someone that I've not seen and I think, oh, that's interesting, let's go click on that, and then they turn out to be decent people and so on, and they just need a bit of support to get going. My suggested list will usually be like TSM Danu, Danu CD, Danuk, I don't know, Danu PUBG streamer, massive, usually has 3,000 to 5,000 people watching her, and it's like, here's just a streamer. It's like, great. So the exact same person that I could have got just by clicking on the PUBG page, because she would have been right at the top anyway. So you suggested the same people. So hosting was a way for other people to potentially get seen. And the reason people are upset, I think, is not because hosting is gone, is because another function of discoverability on a platform that needs more discoverability has been taken away. Thanks for coming to my TikTok. There we go. Nice.
I've just seen your brother's comment about you put Twitch removing host function. Sorry, Twitter.
We're
discussing now, so.
Good spot. I was like, what? Twitch. I mean, Twitter have got rid of it as well, to be fair. I mean, they used to do Periscope, but it's gone now, so you can't host on Periscope. You can do it in Twitter live videos and shit. But okay, let's jump back up. Cosmic Sugar, hey, how you doing? I liked hosting, found new Twitch channels that way. Yeah, I liked it as well. So West, for example, is the last person that's raided our channel. Oh, by the way, I want to point this out. West raided yesterday with a party of 12. Liz Trust #1 also followed yesterday. So cheers, Liz. I mean, she's getting herself sworn in at Downing Street, and she finds the time to drop a follow on ICU. So you love to see it. Yeah, no, I loved hosting other people, just because it was that if things were on the precipice of bubbling into, like, not hysteria, but an exciting part of someone's stream, adding a hosting could just add to the excitement. If something cool's just happened, throwing a host down makes other people go, yeah, I like this too, and then other people would be like push towards, I'm going to follow this channel, I'm going to drop a host on this channel, and it could be useful like that. I like to use my hosts tactically in that sort of way. Not so much about having someone occupy my channel, which is what it was kind of intended for. So I think it's those communal functions that people are gutted about as well, rather than just that, oh, let's keep people busy while I'm not there. To be honest, raid's good. Hosting didn't know what the benefit is. Yeah, no, I get it. Goof after morning, old people and technology. Massive sigh. Goof after morning. I always thought raids were better. Here is someone that I support. Please join their chat after watching my stream, sort of job. I never watched anything from the host. No, I get it. Hosting was quite weird. Like, you'd come to our channel. I've done it before. I've chatted in our channel when I wanted to chat to. It was actually the Vernimator. He doesn't stream anymore, but I was chatting in our channel, and I was like, "Hi," and then realized, "Oh fuck, I'm still on my channel," kind of thing. Not because we'd hosted him. It was only because I'd hit Twitch or whatever and come to our channel and seen that we had raided him, and we were raid obviously turns into a host. So I'm chatting away in our chat like, "Hi, Vern." Oh fuck, I'm in the wrong place. Fuck's sake, never mind. Host feels like you're piggybacking another stream without benefiting the person you're actually hosting. It's like BBC just streaming Channel 4 content. It's just weird. No, I agree. It's like, hey everyone, look at how cool this person is, but don't actually speak to them. Stay here in my place. Don't. I get it. Raids definitely were the play. Like I said, the only benefit of a host was you show that you can bring a bigger number of people over. So the host was almost like a benefit to you than them. Hey, look, I've got 100 people to come over, as opposed to, I've actually only sent 60 to 80 people over. 60 to 80 people chatting is better than 100 people being stood outside that you can't see. All of nothing and a little bit of something, that sort of analogy. Works for Dave, Tito. Dave are actually owned by the BBC, who own UK TV as a subject. All right. Ads kicked in, but hosts to me offered large streamers the ability to spotlight a small streamer, but not dilute their community. E.g., they're back live on X hours, so watch this while I'm away. I do agree with that, actually. That is a good point. So we have benefited from that in the past when we've been doing. We did I can't remember which one of it. I think it was ICU Invitational 2, and Bateson was going to raid our stream, but he finished his stream early and still hosted, which still gave us, like, I think it wasn't, obviously if he'd raided us, we'd have had 2,000 people drop into the stream. But because he hosted us, we got 60 people. But 60 people was a lot of people for us. Like, a lot of people.
Classrooms.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people will just sit and have Bateson stream open in a tab. Like some people, like David mentions, he does that with our stream. He has our stream open in a tab. But imagine if you've got 1 million people following on Twitter. There's probably going to be a few more people that have your stream open in a tab that then go, actually, I'm intrigued about this, and they go and click through. So he's actually gone, I'm offline. I'll host the channel, send a few people their way, and it led to a bunch more followers. So it definitely is useful, and that's the thing. That's not what hosts should be for, in that sort of sense. And it's the function. That's like a byproduct of hosting, and that's the bit that people are gutted about going. So them going, yeah, you can raid now instead. It's like, great, but that still doesn't sort the other bit out that I wanted there instead. Bateson can't shout out channels when he's offline anymore because there's just your suggested stuff. So yeah, it's not a big loss, and I do agree with Fuji's statement where he says, think of it fondly, remember the good times, but don't worry about its retirement. I promise you'll barely notice it's gone. I agree. You will instantly forget that it's gone because it's not that big a deal, but you will notice when you want to use it that it's not there, and I think that's the difference. Or even you won't even notice the times when you are missing it. You will be missing it and you won't even notice because that extra 60 viewers just won't be there on your stream or whatever. But there you go. Oh, hi, says Lake. Chat. All right, settle down, mate. You can do it. He did it. Nice. Did not know that, hun. They do slag off the BBC all the time. Tix. Hey, Grammy baby. Hope you're doing okay. I'm good. How are you? You okay? You good? I wonder how the hosting works on the back end because it could potentially save bandwidth, not outputting channels that are offline, so I have 0 viewers for the most part. So the bandwidth could be reallocated to those streamers who can't currently get HD options. It could be a bandwidth option. I mean, you think about it. Every person that sits with all of your top streamers, your Shrouds, your Ninjas, well, if Ninja ever streams again, your Castros, your Batesons and whoever's, those that sit with those streams open all the time, your Lyrics, your Summit 1Gs, that's a lot of bandwidth. If they're just watching a stream that they don't even care about, they don't even know that's on their channel or whatever, that is still some bandwidth. So it could be that. I mean, Amazon is looking at ways for streamlining Twitch and making it more profitable and more functional, so it could be that. I like being able to host other people's stuff. Not that I do very much of it, though. No, it's same. Hold on, I thought Twitch were removing the host function, not Twitter. We're up to speed now. Pirate, useless Twitch doing shite things. She's off selling pork today and won't be able to watch Liz Truss. Yeah. Basically making discoverability difficult on a platform where discoverability is already hard. I think hosting was good because you could host someone when not even online, though. A lot of the time you can raid and then host afterwards. I mean, raiding and then hosting afterwards is a bit silly because you've already done it. And if that's like when you occasionally see a raid go through twice because Twitch is burped, raiding and then hosting is a bit silly. If you raid, you automatically host. You send all of your chat over to them, and then your channel hosts them anyway. But yeah, I get it. I mean, like I say, hosting as a function, it can go, but hosting's byproducts, which is ways for people to circumvent Twitch's poor discoverability, definitely will be missed. That's the bit that will be missed. Hosting won't be missed. It's what comes with it that will be missed. And then obviously all the chat engagey stuff that we've spoken about already, being able to give the streamer your vouch, give them something to react to. That stuff will be missed too. Tell you what won't be missed though, Tiny Yoda, because she's here in the stream. Welcome in. Okay, we'll move on from that one. And from one thing being removed into another, but this one arguably much better, or at least it is in the title. I haven't read through the article, so we'll go through it together. Steph Nunneley at VG247 has the next article that says Nintendo is removing loot boxes from Mario Kart Tour, which has made the company close to $300 million. Loot boxes will be replaced with an in-game marketplace. So Mario Kart Tour is a rather popular mobile game for Nintendo, so much that it's generated around $293 million for the company. This is according to Sensor Tower, thanks to GIBiz, which reports that the figure was generated within 3 years of launch. It's a rather popular game, and during its first week of availability, Mario Kart Tour topped 20 million downloads across Android and iOS worldwide. Along with news of the rather large figure comes word that Nintendo plans to remove loot boxes from the game. According to the company, the feature will be replaced by a Spotlight shop via an update in late September. The shop is where players will exchange rubies for drivers, carts, and gliders. With the update, battle mode will also be added to the game, and pipes you can fire by using rubies will be removed. I don't know what that means, but there you go. Mario Kart Tour is the franchise's first iteration on mobile devices and features both new and original tracks inspired by real-world cities like New York, Paris, and Tokyo, and it also features new takes on classic courses. Bib, you probably paid a bit more Mario Kart than I have over the years. 300 million loot boxes.
Yeah.
Big money spinner, but has been removed. What are you taking from that?
Well, they're just going to find another way of being able to do it without being glaringly obvious. Surely, like having the term loot boxes in is an instant ban in some companies, but they'll find ways of being able to get around it, which is exactly what they were doing with this. There is no way that they are going to leave that amount of money on the table that they are generating every single day to not have it at all. Like they'll just find different ways of being able to do it. Like this is good news in terms of other countries, but it might be and now it might be able to access this game that obviously it couldn't do beforehand. But in terms of them leaving money on the table, this is going to be it. Like they're going to be able to find ways of being able to do it and take your money elsewhere. Will it make the game more accessible? Yes, I've already discussed that being obviously available in other countries, but in terms of what the game modes can potentially offer now, might be a little bit better for the user's standpoint. But yeah, they're still going to find ways of making you money. It's not going to be cut and dry. They're removing it. It's all free to play. There's no way that you can put money into this game now. It's all just going to be based off of, you got a Mario Kart. Here's Mario Kart. They're going to find other ways of being able to take your money.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it does say, see if I can find the line. It will be replaced by a spotlight shop, which, if we take Call of Duty as an example, I know it's a completely different platform and a completely different genre, but Call of Duty in Warzone announced 2 years ago-ish, when they first had the full Warzone launch and in-game content and so on. They announced that they sold more using a direct purchase mechanic than forcing people to spend through loot boxes. They said, okay, we earn a shitload of money in loot boxes, but once we added a store to Warzone and people could buy what they want, people were actually willing to spend more money on an item rather than the 59p for a chance, and it's failed. Yeah. Another 59p for a chance, and it's failed. And another 59p for a chance, and fucking 12 million quid later. Fuck yeah, I got my skin, but I have no family or house or children anymore because they all left me. So Call of Duty, at least, said that they can make great content, they can make their community feel better and actually earn more money when they do it effectively. So part of me thinks Nintendo's looking at that going, okay, well, it's happening elsewhere. I mean, Fortnite got rid of loot crates and made a big thing of it. Fortnite obviously was the biggest game of the year. Warzone was probably the biggest game at that point in time. So maybe only the bigger games can get away with it. But I'm a big fan of this. I want to see all forms of loot crating gone. I mean, it's funny because the game that I play the most, PUBG, started out with loot crates, and then they got rid of the loot crates and they made them cheaper and more accessible, and they got rid of the keys that you needed to buy to be able. So they'd give you loot crates, and then as a reward in the game. But then to open that loot crate, you had to buy a key. And it's like, okay, here's a crate that you can't even open. This is your reward. Your reward is getting the chance to spend more money on us to get a chance to get nothing. And it's like, oh, okay, great, nice. That's what a great reward that is. So they eventually started to whittle that down and brought in a shopping game. And now we have the workshop, which is a different form of loot crates that need keys to get opened, which is I would much prefer to just have items that you can buy into. It's not rocket science. It works. That's how society has been built. You want something, you go to Tesco. They don't go, oh, do you want that Snickers? Yeah, okay, well, it's going to cost you 8 pence. You're like, eight pence? Fucking nice. Yeah, okay, nice. So you give your 8 pence and then they flip a coin and they go, you didn't get it. It's like, what? do you want to try again? It's another 8 pence. I don't know if I want. Well, do you know what? You can have 6 guesses, and we'll give you 2 for free. Yeah, go on then. Flick, 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 flick. You didn't get it. It's like, what? I've spent more now than I would have done it originally if I just fucking bought the fucking thing. I just let people buy it. You buy the Snickers. I want to buy my Snickers in Mario Kart and PUBGs and whatever. I don't want the loot crate stuff. So Mario Kart getting rid of it is another game. Yes, please. I would like to see more games following that, ditching the loot crates, loot boxes. If you want it, make a loot box game. Don't put loot boxes in every other game. You don't need it. By having loot boxes in, you are showing that you value the profit more than the user. Is the simplest way of it for me. For for that element of the game anyway. Obviously, you can still value your users, but for that element, people always go, yeah, well, video games need to make money to be able to keep making the content for the user. Yeah, they do. And shops can do that. Make good content, and you'll sell it in the shops. Nice. Anyway, tell you what else is great for users. Free shit. We have a segment that Bibby fondly titled hashtag
Free Game Friday.
But today is Wednesday, so it's now called hashtag
Free Game Wednesday.
I didn't know whether he was going to
audible difference there. Audible difference.
I was like, is he going to commit to the second one? And he did. He did. Nice. So good news. If you are an Xbox or a PlayStation user, you can get some free stuff. Nice. Well, free, air quotes, free, because, both come from the fact that you need to pay for subscriptions. But on top of that paid subscription, you are entitled to free stuff. Like, this is Ed Nightingale at Eurogamer, who goes first with September's Xbox Game Pass titles have been announced. Disney Dreamlight Valley, You Suck at Parking, and Metal Hellsinger, which actually had a concert at Gamescom, by the way. So for those that haven't been to Gamescom, there is like 11 halls, and hall 6 was shut because that's where opening night live took place. And we were like, why the fuck is hall 6 shut? We didn't realize that the actual opening night live took place inside the Kulmesse. Well, all right, but why is it still shut a few days later? That's because they stripped it all down and redressed it for a Metal Hellsinger concert gig with like shitloads of bands and stuff. Lake was going to go to that. I know because I met him on the day of that concert, but when he actually went to join the queue, like it was like mega queue hours before it even kicked off. So he's like, yeah, fuck that shit. So yeah, Metal Hellsinger, we've spoken about that previously. If you've got Game Pass, that will be free, as well as Dreamlight Valley and You Suck at Parking. I'm going to jump through. Yeah, you fucking do. I'll jump through the article quickly. Microsoft announced the next wave of games coming to Game Pass this September. Available today's Disney farming life sim Disney Dreamlight Valley, featuring a cast of well-known characters, which you can actually watch right now. Hamish, I said right now, he might still be playing it. He might jump back into PUBG, but Hamish was streaming Disney Dreamlight Valley this morning instead of playing PUBG. So the game is launching in early access, available across a number of platforms, with Game Pass users getting access to exclusive cosmetics and some in-game currency across cloud, console, and PC. The character creator is also good fun too. Also available today at Opus Magnum, PC, Train Sim World 3, console and PC. The former is a puzzle game released in 2017 that tasks players with creating intricate machines, while the latter is a day one release of the next transport sim in the series. More games will arrive later in the month. On the 13th of September, do you know what? I'm going to just try hit dates and titles. So 13th of September, Ashes of Singularity Escalation on PC, and DC League of Super Pets, The Adventures of Crypto and Ace on PC, console, and cloud. Then on the 14th, You Suck at Parking, Bib, will release day one on cloud, console, and PC, which is a puzzle game where players must park a vehicle as quickly as possible. Rhythm FPS Metal Hellsinger will be on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and Roguelike Tactics Despots game will arrive on console and PC on the 15th of September. Subscribers will also gain access to updates and DLC and discounts for Dead by Daylight, Grounded, The Elder Scrolls Online, Halo Infinite, and more. Sadly, there is a bunch of games leaving to A Plague Tale: Innocence, Origami 2, Bug Fables: The Everlasting Sapling, Craftopia, Final Fantasy 13, Flynn, Son of Crimson, I Am Fish, Lost Words, Beyond the Page, Mighty Goose Skatebird, and The Artful Escape will all be leaving on the 15th of September too. So Xbox players, there's a bunch of stuff for you to go at there, as you can see in the image that I've just full screen for you. You Suck at Parking is one of them. Good selection there, babe.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Metal Hellsinger. That's the one with Serge Tankian and Matt Heafy doing the soundtrack in it. So I think that's going to be absolutely mega. Like, it's proper heavy metal stuff. Like, there's games like Slain and obviously Doom that just have some of the best soundtracks in video games. So this is hopefully just going to be one of those that adds to it. I think there's bullets per minute as well. I think that's one that's quite similar to this. Maybe just not as gory, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Disney's Dreamlight, though, is a game that Samantha wanted to play, so I'm going to download this on the Xbox downstairs so she can have a go at it, because she has been playing Sims with a mouse and keyboard on my Xbox Series S downstairs, which is thoroughly enjoying Sims 4. So yeah, that one as well looks good.
I'm not gonna, but I am off to Disney in October, so I'm off to Disneyland Paris in October. Yay!
Hey!
Let's go, baby! Good
for
the big old Halloween party and everything. Let's go, baby!
Oh, that'll be so good.
There's a new hotel opened last year, I think it was called Art of Marvel, Disney's Hotel New York or something like that. We stayed in that one. So I'm eating healthy for the next 4 weeks to turn myself into an absolute unit whilst I am there. Nice. Let's go.
Okay. As I said, just make sure that you don't step on a treadmill with your phone. We don't want to go through that again.
Yeet. Anyway, just jumping back into the chat. How is the new system different? Do you mean on Twitch or? Oh no, that's Nintendo. Yeah, just the fact that they've introduced a shop. So yeah. We was way too tired to stand in that crazy queue. Yeah, that's the thing though. When you've got 300,000 people attending an event and you put on a massive concert, I think it had like the likes of Matt Heafy and Serge J.R.R.R. Tolkien from Lord of the Rings meets System of the Rings, or whatever. I don't actually know his last name. I know he's called Serge something.
Serge Tankian.
Tankian, there you go. J.R.R. Tolkien, there you go. I think they were all actually involved in the gig. I mean, if they weren't, then they just had a crafty poster that showed like 8 artists, and it might have just been, look, these are all 8 artists, and only one of them's actually going to be in the gig. But it looked like they were all going to be there. But Lake does say the gig was only okay, so it didn't really matter. Nice, there you go. Don't worry if you are a PlayStation user though. It's not just about Xbox. I mean, I am wearing my Xbox t-shirt purely for Tito benefit today. So
strengths in numbers.
Yeah, let's go, baby. PlayStation does get some benefits too. So September's PlayStation Plus games are now available to claim, written by Tom Ivan at VGC. Subscribers can download Need for Speed Heat, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and I'm going to call it Toe M, even though it clearly isn't like that, but I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm just going to go with something completely wrong. Toe M. Nice.
I went with Tome.
Yeah, Toe M, that's what I said. Nice. Sony Interactive Entertainment has released September's first wave of PlayStation Plus games. Following an earlier leak, Sony recently confirmed that the September's PS Plus essential games are Need for Speed Heat for PS4, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus for PS4, and Toe M for PS5. Okay, Tom, fine. The 3 titles are now available for all PlayStation Plus subscribers to claim until October the 3rd. I claimed them this morning. Nice. The following games will then be headed to the PlayStation Plus game catalogue, which is only available to extra and premium members on September the 20th.
Frosty, yeah?
Viv!
Remember, folks, Twitch Prime saves lives. Vote for Pedro.
That TTS almost swore for you then, because that said, remember folks, Twitch Prime saves lives. It's remember folks. What
Remember folks.
Vote for Pedro. Thank you very much for 8 months, Viv. Love you. Thank you very much. Love you. Cheers, dude. Appreciate that. Where do we get to? Oh, there we got to. So, yes, the following games are coming to the PS Plus game catalogue, which is for extra and premium. So, there's Deathloop, Assassin's Creed Origins, Watch Dogs 2, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Spiritfarer Farewell Edition, Chicory A Colourful Tale, Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 5, Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX, Rabbids Invasion, the interactive TV show, Rayman Legends, The Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game complete edition. And the following games will be added to the classic library too, which is the Sly Collection, Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, Bentley's Hack Pack, Toy Story 3 for the PSP, and Kingdom of Paradise for the PSP. And there you go. Fill your boots. Lots of free and stuff. Oh, it even mentions at the bottom the grey camouflage accessories for the PS5, which I'd already said, so catch up. Jordan Middler at BBC. Oh, it's Tom Ivan. I'll let you off. Yeah, if it's Jordan Middler, though. Ooh. So, yeah, that is it. That is the news. Let me give you a little bit of a recap if you have dropped in late. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is exceeding expectations. Apparently, the gameplay will be shown. And wait for this. This is an actual quote from the article. Soon. Nice. Yeah, yes. There you go. Quote us on that, by the way. We're quoting someone else, but you can quote us on that. I guarantee it will be soon, because everything's soon. After that, we talked about Twitch removing the host function. We got a little bit of background information from Fugiman on Twitter, who was part of the initial team that rolled that out. And then we jumped over to VG247 to talk about Mario Kart, ditching loot crates, loot boxes, before we gave you a roundup of the free games that you can get in September on Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. Nice. And that is it. Bagger off.
That is it.
Bagger off. So we are going to disappear. If you're on the stream, stick around, because we will end the stream for anyone watching on YouTube, and then we will come back. We will do the loot drop draw, and then we will end the stream with a little bit of a raid onto one of our friends. So don't go anywhere just yet. We are going to wrap things up. But before any of that happens,
yes,
Mr. Bibb, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes, there is, Graham. Thank you very much to each and every single one of you that have joined us for today's episode of The Scoop. If you want to help shape the remaining 2 shows this week, there is 2 ways that you can do so. First of all, find us on social media. It is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social major social media platforms. Oh,
Same, yes.
Alternatively, find our Discord. All the links that you require will be listed in the video below if you're watching this on any of our on-demand services. But all we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time tomorrow, Mr. Graham?
Discord absolutely did you dare then, because we got Mr.
Did it?
Mr. Grr.
Fucking hell, size
Mr.
Graham Day.
Nice. Well, we'll be live at 10 a.m. Ish.
Ish.
So yeah, we'll be back 10 a.m. ish tomorrow with more video game news. Until then, have yourselves a splendiferous day. And stay frosty.
And stay frosty.